day, and the moon are rule the stars by night. Make sure your love light keep shining bright. Whether you rich or you poor, you black or you white, hold on to your key and hold it up tight. Even though the wicked them a give we a fight, the truth and the right is the strength of we might. I never make no evil tarry in your eyesight. Yeah, Jah is the essence of my life. I'm break that I take and every step that I make. Yeah, Jah is the essence of my life. But afraid of them gun, them being it all night. Yeah, Jah is the essence of my life. I'm break that I take and every step that I make. Yeah, Jah is the essence of my life. But afraid of them gun, them being it all night. So we chant a little prayer in the morning, say another prayer at night. Chant a little prayer in the evening, say another prayer at noon. Because Jah is the essence of my life. Every breath that I take and every step that I make. Yeah, Jah is the essence of my life. But afraid of them gun, them being it all night. Yeah, Jah is the essence of my life. Every breath that I take and every step that I make. Yeah, Jah is the essence of my life. But afraid of them gun, them being it all night. And if you have your faith in the resurrection, you can have your part in the redemption.
There was good and evil, we chose good. Why raise the time of the Most High, ye sons of men? The rich man's wealth is in the city, yeah. Destruction of the poor is his poverty, Lord. Destruction of your soul is vanity, yeah, yeah. Do you hear? I wanna rule my destiny, yeah. I wanna rule my destiny. Whoa, destiny. Mama, look from when you call me. Destiny. Mama, look from when you call it. I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah, yeah. Oh, help I please. Jaja, let me rule my destiny. Oh, we Lord, I've been blessed, I've been touched. I love just so much. They keep fighting me. I'm not giving up. May the realms of science fill my spiritual cup. Wisdom overstanding must never be too much. Give I protection day and night from even the pestilence that walk at a daylight. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. I wanna rule my destiny, yeah. Oh, if I please, Jaja, make me rule my destiny. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cast away their cards, some is our poverty. Yeah, destruction of our soul is vanity. Oh, do you hear? Do you hear? Whoa, whoa, destiny, destiny.
In my song, yeah, Jah is the melody. Oh, in my song,
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
in my song, is a sweet inspiration. In my song, yeah, it's for perfect meditation. When I'm feeling down, got nowhere to go, I get into myself and I put on a show. In my song, that is the melody. In my song, he is everything to me. In my song, he is the musical beat. In my song, he's a rhythm and tempo. And when you're feeling out,
Greetings. A blessed good morning to you. Welcome to Styles FM Radio 96.1 and 96.7, coming to you from Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica. This is a Spiritual Vibrations program. My name is Sister P, engineer is Cassidy, and we will be with you until 1 o'clock. Aches and pains, nonetheless, give thanks for life. Hope you all had a blessed week, and a special welcome to those of you on the internet, www.stylesfm.com. Welcome to all first-time listeners. Welcome to all visitors to our island, and of course, those visiting our beautiful parish. To participate in the program, you may text or call 453-1444. If you're outside of Jamaica, the area code is 876, so that would be 876-453-1444. For those of you in the USA and in Canada, our special line, the number is 954-338-7973. Styles on the go in the US, area code 213-992-4360. In the UK, 033-0010-3322. Yes, we're all over social media, YouTube, Styles FM Radio. Instagram, you may follow us at Styles FM. Twitter, at Styles FM 961. Facebook, Styles FM 96.1 fan page.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
What's up, Cassidy?
I can't love you if I don't love thing. Them look on themselves and them don't love a thing. Cause insecurity I kill them from within. You can't feel love if you don't have no feeling. Can't say you love me and don't know the meaning. And yes, I got to love me. Love me. Love me. I can't love you if I don't love myself. Love. Say you got to love yourself. Respect yourself. And love yourself. You can't love me.
Words of inspiration for today. The time has come for people of color to admit the role that they play in their own condition. We have been disobedient to the laws of nature. We have been disobedient to the traditions of the ancestors. And we have been disobedient to the will of the Creator. We have allowed ourselves to remain in situations we know are unproductive out of fear, which is a result of our disobedience, our violation of traditions, and arrogance in the face of the laws of God. We blamed others for the things that we do not do for ourselves. We have betrayed one another to acquire personal riches. We have behaved irresponsibly toward ourselves, have been unaccountable for ourselves, disrespectful toward ourselves by being disobedient and abandoning the word of God. What is God's will? Put the Creator first in all that we do. What is God's law? Do unto others as we would have them do unto us. What is God's word? Love thy brother and thy sister as you would love yourself. If we are to regain our stature in the world as a proud and mighty people, we must be obedient in following the traditions of the ancestors. And we must adhere to the will, to the laws, and the word of the Creator. So today, we will tell ourselves, today I am obedient to the ways of the Creator. Stanley Beckford, Oh Jaja.
I am depending on
Blessed good morning to you, Karen, and to Denise and Anuke in Cornwall Barracks.
I am depending on you. Oh, Jaja. I am
Give thanks for making it the Spiritual Vibrations program.
got these tears on my pillow. Jaja. Hey, brother man, can't you see ace make ways? So don't spoil the taste, you gotta cooperate. Cause Jah is thy savior, is thy keeper, Jah is thy savior, is thy savior. Iron sharpen iron, so you got to praise to a man, got to live as a man. Jah is thy savior, is thy savior, Jah is thy savior. Me say me walk down, Jah Jah dede. Me walk up down, Jah Jah dede. Sing it say that Jah is thy savior, is thy keeper, Jah is thy guidance, is thy guidance, Jah is thy savior. Yeah, me say me go in a the country, Jah Jah dede. Man, me go in a the town, Jah Jah dede. 'Cause Jah Jah dey all round. Sing it with the righteous one, with the conscious man. But yet just say, if a man should offend you, or offend you, I will tell you, forgive him. Yeah, sing it, say that Jah is thy savior. Say Jah Jah should wide the right. Sing it and the church of the stand upright. Sing it 'cause Jah is thy savior. Yeah, me I tell you sometime, man, if a man could have take away when are you and leave you stranded and you can't say nothing on earth. You achieve nothing, God we that will say. But when we just can do those miracles works, I will tell you. Yeah, sing it say that Jah is thy savior, is thy savior, Jah is thy keeper. Yeah. Sing it say that iron sharpen iron, man. Sing it say that iron sharpen iron. So you got to live as a man, you better stand as a man. Say that righteous man, lion. Sing it say that humble lion. Sing it as a righteous man, yeah.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration, Styles FM 96.1 with Sister P. It's styly, it's fiery. Jennifer Barrett said that.
Come here, the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan, with a message of unity, reconciliation and responsibility to build a better future. On Sunday, the 19th of October at the National Arena. Doors open at noon and admission is absolutely free. A free bus to and from the event leaves Port Antonio at 8 a.m, calling at St. Margaret's Bay, Hope Bay, Buff Bay and Notto Bay, and then on to the arena. Jamaica celebrates the 19th anniversary of the Million Man March.
Portlanders, Akan Auto Technology, located at 33 Bombrook Crescent, Port Antonio. Visit us for all your auto repair and servicing. We offer computerized wheel alignment, computerized wheel balancing, suspension checks, AC repair, inspection, and all your auto repair needs. For complete auto repair and service, visit or call Akan Auto Technology today at 715-5205. And remember, we are located at 33 Bombrook Crescent.
Lighten My World with Victoria Sharp Miller. This and every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. It is a program to enlighten the understanding of Christians and non-Christians and bring people to a clearer knowledge of God.
Planning a party, club night out, stage show, a gospel concert, or even a business sales event? Let Styles FM be a part of your promoting tool. Take advantage of our low-priced promotion packages with commercials, interviews, giveaways, reviews, and much more. We have special offers when you mix and match and bundle your options. Contact us at 876-286-9216 or 439-5160. Styles FM for the most effective way to exploit your marketing dollar.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
At the end of each program, I always say give thanks to Styles for allowing me to be myself. And if ever this is so true, this morning is one of those times. For the last few weeks, we have been hearing about Ebola in West Africa. Our own Minister of Health at one point said, don't go to Africa, Africa period. Then we moved it to West Africa. Now we see where the cabinet in Trinidad is telling, actually stopped a trip by a Trinidad and Tobago delegation to attend the annual Commonwealth Parliamentary Association conference in Cameroon. Now, Cameroon is so far removed from West Africa. So I thought this morning, rather than go into some of the things, I just felt that it is my responsibility. And I feel like I would be irresponsible not to inform the Jamaican public on some facts about West Africa. And just to let you know that there are more cases of Ebola in the United States, Spain, and Germany than there is in most of the countries in West Africa. So, just to bring you up to date, because you see the media, the media can mislead you. Because in some cases, the media is sort of a follow the leader. And it's very few people that are willing to think outside the box. Somebody just said West Africa, so they just say West Africa. And while I'm at it, I just want to give a shout out and big up Freddie McGregor, who refused to cancel his trip to Kenya, which is on the total opposite side of Africa. And you know what he said? He said the African promoters, they have put out a lot of money. So what you going to do? Call up the man and tell him that, okay, your money gone down the drain, and this have nothing to do with where where Ebola is? So, well, I'm going to bring you up to date on West Africa. There are 16 countries that make up West Africa. Because they know do nothing else more than listen to me, so now, because you have to go out there go tell people too. You hearing me, sir? There are 16 countries that make up West Africa. And I'm going to go down them alphabetically. We start off with Benin, a tiny country. I've visited Benin. The United States, Spain, and Germany has more Ebola than Benin. Then we have Burkina Faso. Same thing. They don't have Ebola there. They're part of West Africa. The Ivory Coast, part of West Africa. There's no Ebola there. Cape Verde, part of West Africa. There's no Ebola there. Gambia, there's no Ebola there. These are all countries in West Africa. And we get to Guinea. Yes, there is Ebola in Guinea. Then we have Guinea-Bissau. I don't hear of any in Guinea-Bissau neither. We get to Liberia. Yes, there is Ebola in Liberia. Mali, there's no Ebola there. Mauritania, there's no Ebola there. Niger, never heard of a case there. Nigeria, I think they had like 9 cases and they got it under control. Senegal, I think they had a few cases, they got it under control. We know that it is raging in Sierra Leone. And there's no Ebola in Togo. Why then are we telling people West Africa? Why are we dumping all of these countries together? What is it that we're doing to the economy of these countries? Benin, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Cape Verde, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Mauritania, Niger, Senegal, Togo. Why are we saying all of West Africa? Why are we using the words West Africa? Has there been any advisory from either the Trinidad government or the Jamaican government telling us not to go to Texas or not to go to the United States because there is Ebola in the United States? I haven't heard it. I have not heard it. And there is some information, because of how I was this week, that the doctor in Sierra Leone, who was able to identify a cure for Ebola, was told that it could not be used because it was not tested. However, that same cure is what is being used in the United States, and that doctor actually ended up dying because they would not use it on him. Is this biological warfare? What do you think? I think it is biological warfare. Because how can you have 16 countries that make up West Africa, and you have heads of governments telling people not to go to West Africa when there's 16 countries that make up West Africa? That's like telling people, I mean, are there any warnings telling people not to come to Jamaica because there is chickpea? I don't know. I haven't seen them. Point is, Spain, Germany, they are a part of Europe. Spain and Germany, they're a part of Europe. Has there been any announcement telling people do not go to Europe because Ebola is in Europe? Has there been any announcement telling us not to go to Spain or Germany? As far as I know, there's a flight from Montego Bay that goes to Germany. I don't know if it's every day. I don't hear anything about that. I am not the only one that feels this way, you know. There's a lot of people that feel that this absolutely is some sort of biological warfare. And this thing is serious. So now that you know, please do not lump all the countries that are Ebola free in West Africa and just talk about West Africa. It is 3 countries out of the 16 countries in West Africa that has Ebola. And of those other 13 countries, Spain, Germany, and the United States has more Ebola than them. So let's get our facts. And let us not just follow the leader. Let us think. We have to learn to think. And be careful sometimes of these things when governments come out and say them. It is an injustice against the people of West Africa. It is a justice against people of color. And it is an injustice against all of us of African descent.
spiritual vibration.
We no want an epidemic round ya. We no fly away from boat ya. I don't want no more of my people to be crying because of chicken gun ya. Why should anyone be shot by
you know, we have a way of making fun of everything and just to expose some of the talent that we have here. At in times of crisis, our artists can find ways to express themselves. So we're starting off with DYCR.
Some say they don't know if they should have did walk or if they should have did run, yeah. Because of chicken gun, yeah. But every twist I twist and every turn I turn, yeah. I hear about this chicken gun, yeah. I wonder if it come to stop our fun, yeah. In the sun, yeah. It a go on like said come for done, yeah. Some call it chicken gonorrhea. But whether you're Ezekiah or Zachariah, you have to be careful you get chicken gun, yeah. Me ear said to make you feel more pain than if you did even get diarrhea. You hear them say mosquito 1, mosquito 2, mosquito jump over at Callaloo. You have to mind these mosquito shot you. And fire, me a burn pan dirty nasty germs and mosquito. Me no want on an epidemic round ya. Germs carrier, on a fly away from boat ya. Chick V, I wonder if Babylon a try trick we. I wonder if I something they make on a test. Or it escape from out of them laboratory. I wonder if it is a conspiracy for people buy off all of the tablet them in the shop them and the pharmacy. If it is not so, me I tell you, say Mr. Minister of Health and Minister of Security, on need to link up together and eradicate this chick V. When mosquito do it gun, me I tell you, say too much gun about ya. And fire, me I burn for nasty dirty mosquito, germs carrier. We no want an epidemic come spread around ya. On a fly away from boat ya. Some say they don't know if they should have did walk or if they should have did run ya because of this chicken gun ya. But every twist I twist and every turn I turn ya, and you hear about this chicken gun ya. I wonder if it come to stop our fun ya in the sun ya. It look like say it come for done ya. If mosquito have gone, that means to say they're supposed to have all grenade and bomb. And if you look closely, you will see them with all bayonet. And look a little bit closer, you will see them with all compass. Look if you not see them with all binoculars. These mosquitoes, they are terrorists. They mean war. I don't know where mosquito do it gone. Me say a fire, me a burn pan dirt. And now the germs a mosquito, germs carrier. We don't want an epidemic come pop around here. It doesn't matter if you're a church member, if you're a deacon or a pastor, if you are a priest or even a nun, you have to still be careful. You've been shot by mosquito gun. Them say if America cough or sneeze, Jamaica catch a cold. I wonder if the IMF woman bring it come here. And fire, me a burn pan nasty germs, the mosquito, germs carrier. We don't want an epidemic come pop around here. Some people say they don't know if they should have did walk or if them should have did run here because of this chicken gun here. But every twist I twist and every turn I turn here. And you hear about this chicken gun here. It look like it come to stop our fun here in the sun here. It look like it come for done here. Me say a fire, me a burn pan nasty dirty mosquito, germs carrier. Me say if you move on the wara tara from bout here. Me no walla, me no pala, me no mix up with mosquito. Me no want to catch your chicken gun here. Me no walla, me no pala, me no mix up with mosquito. Me no want them shoot me with them gun here. Me say me no walla, me no pala, me no mix up with mosquito. Me no want to catch your chicken gun here. Who say what? They no know them style here. Will it be walla power with the mosquito here? Follow me far. After me no crayfish, me no clawman and me no janga. Or them a moose like the blackbird when me and kaka. And people blood them come and look for come draw for putting on them craw. But me say a fire, me a burn pan dirt and nasty germs and mosquito, germs carrier. We no want come spread around ya. When I want a pandemic come spread around ya. Mr. Minister of Health, you know hear what me say? Me have to get together with the Minister of Security and eradicate.
One Panadol, one Panadol, one Panadol, one Panadol, one Panadol, one Panadol, one Panadol. Mosquito 1, mosquito 2, mosquito jump in a hot color loo. Mosquito bite me, mosquito bite you. Mommy tell you what a mosquito bite can do. When you come here, you no hear what they done here. We know the flu, the measles, pneumonia. A diarrhea make pit in the belly run ya. But the first we are here, chicken gun ya, eat down ya. No know who bring it come ya. Well if I play Nara, bus or a Honda. Some see a mosquito, nobody not sure. But he make a bag of young people a move all. A bag of young people a move all. He make a bag of young people a move all. A bag of young people a move all. He make a bag of young people a move all. You see them, you see bingy bare feet. How come today man a walk with stick? A ball fiend back and a ball fiend hip. One Panadol, quick boom. Me a fi wanna if a epidemic. You know in a public, I end up in a clinic. I wear the doctor prescribe feed. One Panadol, quick. Unu come here, unu no hear what they done here. Unu the flu, the measles, pneumonia. A diarrhea make pit in the belly run ya. But the first we are here, chicken gun ya, eat down ya. No know who bring it come ya. Well if I play Nara, bus or a Honda. Some see a mosquito, nobody not sure. But he make a bag of young people a move all. A bag of young people a move all. He make a bag of young people a move all.
To participate in the program, you may text or call 453-1444. If you're outside of Jamaica, area code 876-453-1444. For those of you in the United States and in Canada, there's a special number for you, area code 954-338-7973. And I'm doing this because some things people get very emotional about. But it seems like, am I the only one that feels that West Africa is being blamed for something that is not West Africa, but it's only 3 countries in West Africa? In other words, slander and scandal against West Africa.
A bag of young people a move all. Make a bag of young people a move all. You see them, you see bingy bare feet. How come today man a walk with stick? A ball fiend back and a ball fiend hip. One Panadol, quick boom. Me a fi wanna if a epidemic. You know in a public, I end up in a clinic. I wear the doctor prescribe feed. One Panadol, quick. Unu come here, unu no hear what they done here. Unu the flu, the measles, pneumonia. A diarrhea make pit in the belly run ya. But the first we are here, chicken gun ya, eat down ya. No know who bring it come ya. Well if I play Nara, bus or a Honda. Some see a mosquito, nobody not sure. But he make a bag of young people a move all. A bag of young people a move all. He make a bag of young people a move all. A bag of young people a move all.
I want some Wayne J. We're moving on to Elephant Man now.
876 Jarvis. Yo, I want that. Mosquito 1, mosquito 2. No mosquito can't make me catch a flu. Chicken gun ya where you say gun down. Which chicken? I know the DJ round a queue. Chicken gun ya I know no regular flu. Panadol multi-symptom can't help you. Some say a mosquito bite, some nah no clue. Father help us, where we a go do? From the plane crash a boat, and I be things down ya. Everybody a ball, but the chicken gun ya. Ask me friend Bunty and outside down ya. Everybody a ball, but the chicken gun ya. Sickness down ya, they bring it come ya. Everybody a ball, but the chicken gun ya. Bring it come ya, then bring it come ya. Everybody a ball, but the chicken gun ya. When night we a party from bossy to nipple and the next day me go you say a real cripple boom boom catch it to the know it a move so simple this chicken gun ya we make you done every nickel. Now no mercy
Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
Like producer stickle rush by your body make you scratch and tickle this a virus company you don't like the white man from down south a say him as a pot of flame can't catch it like him skin make out a copper where you born and where you come from it don't matter when it lick him and him drop him ball out help me scare General be a baller say him can't bother chicken gonna slap way man baby mother me think say pink I did bad but this mother this is something in a real life from the plane crash a boat and I be things down ya everybody a ball but the chicken gun ya ask me friend Bunty and outside down ya everybody a ball but the chicken gun ya the thickness down ya they bring it come ya everybody a ball but the chicken gun ya bring it come ya then bring it come ya everybody a ball but the chicken Nobody no want touch the street at night. Cause them no one get no mosquito bite. One time mosquito used to fly in a night, but now we start fitting them in a daylight. Like say them a work one shift, me no know when since the killer them start get right. Chicken gonna riot off the blaze and the fire shoot up the whole of 2 mile back to get fire. Knock the door and go in a your go say your prayer. Give thanks say you no catch it, praise the Messiah. From where dear me can't be quick cook up a piece of bar, same can't feel him foot. I want this quickly a bit or just so him look. Chicken gonna make you fall like book. From the plane crash a boat and a be things done yeah. Everybody a ball but the chicken gun yeah. Ask me friend Bunty and outside down yeah. Everybody a ball but the chicken gun yeah. This down yeah, they bring it come yeah. Everybody a ball but the chicken gun yeah. Them bring it come yeah, them bring it come yeah. Everybody a ball but the chicken gun yeah.
Next we're going to Beanie Man and the Astronauts. Beanie Man and the Astronauts with their version.
What about the elephantitis, arthritis and the one diabetes? You see, and the polar myelitis.
Say me no afraid of no human being. Or how much for money in your scheme. You could have a dozen M16. Me only afraid of chicken gone, yeah. Me no care you a which bad man. Neither which garrison you come from. You could have spar with $1 million done. Me only afraid of chicken gone, man. You make you can't go and work for a week. It match you up and make your bone them weak. Take sleep and can't go straight because of the chicken gone, yeah.
Hey! From the beginning, we face disaster. As long as memory can remember, we face flu, polo, pink-eye chicken pox. Beg God for no send we Ebola. We face mumps and measles and cancer. The 8th question still need an answer. A biological war where them start pound with them send a mosquito where your backbiter.
Me no afraid of no human being. How much for money in your scheme? You could have a dozen M16. Me only afraid of chicken gone, yeah. Me no care you a which bad man. Neither which garrison you come from. You could have spar with $1 million done. Me only afraid of chicken gun, man.
Well, it's a hell of a disease of the newest trend. Who they clean up the gully and the sewage them. Them a mosquito bite from 10 to 10 and destroy and all run if you do with them. Them can't find a cure and the trick for them. So Panadol gone on shelf again. Parents take care of who no pick them. I'll say I go make a hospital trip for them.
Me no afraid of no human being.
No then.
How much for money in your scheme? You could have a dozen M16. Me only afraid of chicken gone, yeah. Me no care you a which bad man. Neither which garrison you come from. You could have spar with $1 million done. Me only afraid of chicken gun, man. Me there so we party, oh. People a tell me say chicken there. Me there so we party, oh. People a tell me say chicken there. Come on. Me there so we party, oh. People a tell me say chicken there. Me there so we party, oh. People a tell me say chicken there. Me no afraid of no human being. No then. How much for money in your scheme? You could have a dozen M16. Me only afraid of chicken gone, yeah. Me no care you a which bad man. Neither which garrison you come from. You could have spar with $1 million done. Me only afraid of chicken gun, man. They make you can't go and work for a week. They match you up and make your bone them weak. Take sleep and can't go straight because of the chicken gun, yeah.
Hey! From the beginning, we face disaster. As long as memory can remember, we face flu, polo, pink-eye chicken pox. Beg God for no send we Ebola. We face mumps and measles and cancer. The 8th question still need an answer. A biological war where them start pound with them send a mosquito where your backbiter.
Me no afraid of no human being. How much for money in your scheme? You could have a dozen M16. Me only afraid of chicken gone, yeah. Me no care you a which bad man. Neither which garrison you come from. You could have spar with $1 million done. Me only afraid of chicken gun, man.
Chicken gun, yeah.
Presently, you are listening to the spiritual vibrations with your host, Sister P. All tune in, including he, she, and the old lady. Styles FM to the world.
Lumber, cement, steel, plyboard, plates, cups, shower curtain sheet. Then this now go take me all day, man.
Daddy, mommy say I must go a business depot.
I need to find somewhere with ample parking space, gives discounts, does delivery, and has the most courteous staff.
Why, Daddy Duffy?
Yes, Builders Depot, right at Industrial Estate, Longwall in Barnes Bay. I call them at 715-3128 or 284-3337.
Because let me tell him, we got Builders Depot over there, so.
Check them out.
Builders Depot. Once you need it, we have it.
Remember Styles FM on social media. View us on YouTube, Styles FM Radio. Follow us on Instagram at Styles FM. Like us on Twitter at Styles FM 961. Become a fan on Facebook, Styles FM 96.1.
Do you have or are you seeking a place to rent, seeking employment or have a job vacancy? Are you selling a car or having a garage sale? Then come see us. Let Styles do the advertising for you and you'll be on your way in no time. Contact us at 876-286-9216 or 439-5160. Advertising Style. Advertise with Styles.
Africa, boy, a Sister P come again, yeah. She teaches us about everything spiritual, Africa and the world work. Sister P, teach them, Sister P.
Kim here from Kenya. Music from Kenya. Yeah, blessed good morning to you, Grace Ball. Good morning, Miss Brown. I'd like to say good morning to Miss Gordon. I'd like to say it on air. She called in to say how much she's enjoying the program. And I'd also like to say, Cassidy, Miss Bryan says to tell you good morning. Good morning, Miss Bryan. Let listeners know you don't need no special dance for this, you know. You just dance because in a way. So, and if you notice some of the rhythm, them sound similar to what we know. They might sound like a revival rhythm or they might sound like a mental rhythm. So precious, you know, have to hide them.
Nita Kumba too.
Blessed good morning to you also, Sandy, and hope you also have a blessed day. Give thanks.
pas. Si je ne mange pas, si Moda ne mange pas. Elle n'est jamais fatiguée, suis Moda. Je n'oublierai jamais tout ce que tu as pu faire pour moi. Sweet Moda, Sweet Moda, oh, je t'aime.
Special good morning to all of you who love the African music, and I can think of Bev, I can think of DJ Tilly, Taria. Oh, Taria, what I'm doing this morning? Valerie, good morning. And as we move over to South Africa with some particular house music. Yes, house music from South Africa.
What it done now? This is the remix. That is good. Os pagues esos sueños, faga más peso, uso a un pomnando volado. That is good. Os pagues esos sueños, faga más peso, uso a un pomnando volado.
my best beat is straight. Best beat bajo Texas City toll gate. I say escort mo kis petrol at kafuna chele de
Yeah, good morning to Denise in New Jersey.
What was it like? I see Shy and Johnny. Oh, with mama. Is it what? What's that now? What's that? This scoop with my. With scoop with my. Who's so who's? What was it like? I see Shy and Johnny. Oh, with mama.
Presently, you are listening to the spiritual vibrations with your host, Sister P. All tune in, including he, she, and the old lady. Styles FM to the world.
Take us to work. Take us on the go. Take us wherever you go. Styles FM.
Take Styles FM with you on the go. The number for USA 213-992-4360. That's 213-992-4360. And for the United Kingdom, 033-0010-3322. That's 033-0010-3322.
Styles FM.
Come here, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, with a message of unity, reconciliation, and responsibility to build a better future. On Sunday, the 19th of October at the National Arena. Doors open at noon and admission is absolutely free. A free bus to and from the event leaves Port Antonio at 8 a.m., calling at St. Margaret's Bay, Hope Bay, Buff Bay, and Noto Bay, and then on to the arena. Jamaica celebrates the 19th anniversary of the Million Man March.
Want to create an exquisite home or office space? Let Everything Electrical be your home improvement retailer of choice. At Everything Electrical, we offer a wide selection of building materials, tools, and modern accessories. Our competent staff will guide you in making your investment meaningful by providing buying guides, installation services, and site visits. Visit us at any of our convenient locations, West Street, Port Antonio, and Morant Bay, St. Thomas. Call us at 715-6412 or 734-0817.
So, bossy,
what's your problem?
Boy, me nah no problem, you know. But you see how me tell you fi up on Pan Styles 2014 calendar you make him miss you. Make sure no make the 2015 one miss you again, you know, bossy. You know, see how last year them hype up the sponsors them with interviews and non-stop big ups in December. Next year I come soon, you know. And me say Styles up the thing. Call them no man, because spots limited. 876-439-5160. 876-439-5160. Or email info@stylesfm.com for more information. Do it now, bossy.
You know what? I am going to call them right now.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
So, Mr. Sterling, good morning.
Good morning to you, Sister P, and to the listeners everywhere.
Good to see you once again.
It's good to be back here again amidst the challenges that we face from time to time. It's a constant fight, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a constant struggle every day you got to be fighting.
So, what are you going to be telling our listeners today?
What are we fighting today? Is it Ebola or is it the chikungunya or whatever? I mean, a number of folks are still ailing today, and it seems as though it's going to be 1 in every 3 Jamaicans who will come down with the chick thing. What do you think?
1 in every 3, I think, is higher than that.
Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe 8 out of 10, you would say? Or 9
yes,
out
I
of
think
10?
It's about 9 or 8 or 9
or 9 out of 10.
Yes.
Wow. This is really serious. And it has caused, widespread suffering. Can you imagine?
Yeah, because how many households do you know that did not get it?
Right.
How many households?
And there are some in the households who everybody else depend on them.
Yes.
And when they can't move, that's really, really serious.
They even have a dance about They even have a dance out now. And I played 4 songs this morning.
Yeah.
Different artists.
Yes, on the same thing. Yes. On the same thing. I tell you, we're looking at how to combat these conditions, though, or how folks can really overcome them easily and quickly. And one of the fights one of the struggles that we do have still in this country, in this world at this present time, is to help folks to understand that when sicknesses and diseases set in, that they cannot seek a cure from drugs.
No, absolutely not.
We will continue to preach that message, that there is absolutely no cure from these drugs. Even if you should take a prescribed drug and you feel better, guess what? Your body itself heals itself despite the drug.
Yes, yes.
Because most times if you didn't take it, you would get better anyway.
Yes.
You know, so it's...
I can't figure what Panadol can do for something like a virus. What can Panadol do for a virus?
I really don't know. Well, I guess it helps with the pain,
the,
you know.
The
it helps.
pain.
Yes, it helps to ease the pain. But drugs have caused widespread suffering. And this is a message that I would really like to begin to put out this morning. That the drugging business really creates more harm than good. Because one of the things that drugs do, it alters the function of your body. And there's no drug out there designed by drug companies that they can prove to me that this drug can cure my sickness. It was never designed to cure. It was designed to treat.
Yes.
And what happens, and I am happy in saying all of this, that a number of persons today are coming to recognize that the drugging business is a hoax.
It's a con artist business.
Yeah, it's a big trick. It's a big trick. People are being tricked into believing that this can do that and that can do that. And I would love to see someone who has been on prescription medication for diabetes, for example, for the past 30 years, and will tell me now that they can get off it because their diabetes has been cured.
No, because it's not being cured.
It cannot be cured.
No, it's not being cured.
What the drugs do is to prolong the sickness. Mm-hmm. Prolong the sickness and keep it into the in the system. And in a lot of these cases, when the person eventually dies, they don't necessarily die from the ailment, you know. They die from the effects of the drugs.
Yes.
I listen to folks, or I should say, these days you have folks coming down with a condition called lupus.
Yes, lupus is something that before we never really had in Jamaica, Mr.
What's lupus? What's this?
I don't know what is this lupus.
What is it? All of a sudden you hear about lupus, and you don't know what this thing is, and it's affecting young individuals, middle-aged individuals, and I've been doing a study because more and more I've been receiving calls from people with lupus, and when I ask them how long you have had this condition, some for 10 years, some for greater than 10 years. Okay, you have been taking your treatment, you have been doing all the procedures, you have done all the tests, and you have gone through all the processes. Now today, after 10 years,
it's still there.
Are you any better?
Absolutely not.
No, they're not any better. In fact, they are so much worse. And you know, as I did this study and I looked into it, the kidneys, it takes its toll on the kidneys of the body, and all the other different organs of the body are affected by this condition. But you know, lupus, when you look into it, pus. It's actually just what I would describe as pus in the blood.
Pus.
The blood becomes pussy. Mm-hmm. Inflammatory condition develops in the blood. It's a condition of inflammation, and it affects a whole lot of organs in the body.
I know, because the people who have it, they have. In fact, one of my brethren that has lupus, he said to me he didn't even know if he had chickpea or not because he has
symptoms are similar.
The symptoms are similar, and he says that he has joint pains all the time, so he don't know if he got chickpea or not.
That is it, because this is one of the symptoms that lupus will present: pains and stiffness in the joints.
Yes.
Pains and stiffness and swelling in the joints all the time. You'll get a feverish condition as well, and you'll feel as though you're arthritic. All kinds of pains. Now, it's an autoimmune condition. Because what happens is that...
What is an for listeners, Mr. Sterling, autoimmune condition?
Okay, what is happening here is that the immune system identifies an object or a virus on a foreign object in the body.
Yes.
The immune system has identified this in the body and has set forward a response to it. And attacking the other organs of the body in the process.
But why would let's see, I think she was probably about 10 years old, 10 or 12. Why would somebody that age have lupus?
Why would somebody at age 10 have lupus? Why would somebody at age 10 not have lupus? All right. It is believed that lupus can be a disease that inherited. In other words, some people can become predisposed to the condition based on their body's immune system that they receive at birth.
Okay.
So there may be a weakness in the immune system, and they may be attacked by a virus from early that's not being killed, and it continues to thrive in the system and set off this kind of response from time to time.
Okay.
So a 10-year-old can get an attack of lupus. And what is that? Is that virus continues to exist in the body, and it develops an inflammatory condition in the blood.
And you know, her hair even changed.
Well, this is it, because when it happens, a number of things do take place in the body. Sometimes people experience clumps of hair falling out.
Yeah.
And they have some butterfly rashes on the face.
Yes, that I know they have the rashes. And
Yes.
some of them can't go into the sun.
No, you can't. No, you're very sensitive to sunlight. And also some ugly patches that breaks out on the body from time to time. And some people have to be using all kinds of different makeup situation to hide them, to cover them. There is an abnormality in the cells in the urine when these things do happen. Also, some of the symptoms include, as we mentioned before, arthritic situation.
Yes.
The butterfly rashes, yes, sun sensitivity, and also you receive. Now, if the condition gets so bad that it begins to affect the brain cells, then you can begin to experience seizures.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And when you begin to experience seizure, you begin also to experience some psychic conditions as well. Yes. And the blood platelets become so low, the person becomes anemic. So this person is always sick. This moment they may feel a little good, and the next moment they may be sick.
Yes.
And have to be. It's like a severe case of eczema. When the eczema becomes so severe, the body sets off an autoimmune response, and the organs of the body begins to attack itself.
Okay.
Begins to attack itself. In this case, when the doctor explains, he will say to you, this person is allergic to a number of things. Maybe allergic to pollen. You may have some food allergies. You may be allergic to dust. You may be allergic to fabric, and a whole lot of things. In fact, the doctor will tell you that you're allergic to yourself.
But you know, Mr. Sterling, I have my friend that I'm talking about. He is a doctor.
Yes.
He has a heart condition.
And
he has to be taking medication every day.
Medication every day.
And so he has lupus.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. You think we could ever talk to that man? As a matter of fact, you know who I'm talking about.
Okay. You couldn't talk to him anything about bush, a little bush tea or anything like this.
No way.
No,
No way. No
You
way.
couldn't. In fact, as you mentioned about taking of medication, the research shows that a number of medications can also result in lupus. The taking of medication, blood pressure medications, the side effects of blood pressure medications, some blood pressure medications can cause lupus. And the side effects of some heart medications can also lead to lupus. So
that's interesting.
Yes, so you have a really confused
That is
situation existing.
interesting, yes. But Mr. Sterling,
Yes.
why would I want to take a medicine that tells me that the side effect would possibly make me suicidal?
Because you don't know any better. And the thing is that the powers that be, those who are learned, those who are educated, those who are set there to guide us, because, oh my God, I tell you something, when you know that when you're not well, you need to go to a certain place, you need to go to a certain person, and they need to run certain procedures that they need to give you. That is a system that is set up that you must go through that system.
Yes, it's
so
a
if you were
money-making
born
thing,
if you're born in a modern society, in a civilized world, that is the way to go, the crazy way.
Yes.
In a civilized world.
Yes.
And even though you look and you see that these things are going to cause you to go crazy, this thing in a while can cause cancer. This thing after a while can cause you to lose your mind. Yet at the same time, it's like there's no way out but to follow this system. It's a crazy system. And now those who will say to you, look here, you don't need to go that sophisticated route in treating these conditions. There is a simple way to treat it. But the simple way is so simple that people say, no, then if it works, why is it so many persons are still sick?
Yes, it is too simple. But did you notice how many people turn to bush with the chickpea?
Well, that is it now. With the chickpea, a lot of persons are finding the bushes. They are finding, when I hear people talk about using the busy, everywhere you turn, the busy. You know, and the oranges and the lemons and the limes, you know, folks are really in it.
They're using all kind of bush. They're using
all kinds of bush.
Yes, the guinea hen weed. They're using the moringa. They're using everything that name bush.
And of course, all of those bushes are effective for the treating of the immune system and knocking out of the conditions. So the symptoms of lupus can be anywhere from mild to severe. Even life-threatening. Now, the most dangerous part about it all, Sister P, is the way they approach the treatment of this condition. Because look at it. Your body is already poisoned. The organs of your body are already overloaded with toxic material. And here it is getting to your brain, and you can't even think straight. And rather than looking to help to detoxify your body and to ease the pressure from the organs of the body, your kidneys, your bladder, your liver, your spleen, and the digestive system, they're going to give you more harsh substances in your body, which in themselves are poisons.
Yes, yes. Because as a friend of mine who's a doctor once told me that they're basically trained, it's a medical doctor. So you're trained to give medicine.
You are trained to treat conditions, never to cure anything.
No.
There's not one drug out there that anyone could raise and show me and say this drug is used to treat a certain condition until it is cured. It will never cured.
Yes.
Never cured. But there is a cure, and there's such a simple cure for lupus that when people hear herbalists and naturalists like myself say this, their eyebrows are raised. You know, where's this simple cure? How can I get this simple cure? First, it begins with your diet, you know.
Absolutely. Everything starts here. Yes.
Everything starts with your diet. You have to get on a low-fat diet. A low-fat diet. The salt content must be very low. And understand that you don't need any sugar in your body at this time, because sugar further compromises the immune system.
Yes.
All right, so you're sugar-free. Also, no animal flesh. No, you can preach from now until another 1,000 years, and persons are sick and dying, and you will say to them, look here, animal flesh is killing you. Meat and flesh foods is of no value to you. The body cannot handle it. And as one man says, he who kills himself, and he who eats the flesh
Repeat
of...
that, Mr. Sterling.
He says, look here, man, he who kills himself. And the flesh of slain beasts in the body of a human being can become his tomb.
But Mr. Sterling, what you find frightening is two things. What I find frightening is the people who are eating flesh. And sometimes they don't go to the toilet for maybe, say, 3-4 days. I've seen people tell me that for 1 week. And they keep putting this dead thing.
Dead flesh.
This dead thing, like what junkies would eat.
Okay.
Day after day after day.
And you're not eliminating.
And you're not letting...
This poisonous substance that you thought, the flesh putrefying dead flesh. You're taking. You don't know how many years that has been on the refrigerator. You don't know how many years that has been in the deep freeze. And you're taking this thing loaded with all kinds of poison. It's infected with bacteria in most cases. The fat content of it is so high. And moreover, the body doesn't digest meat. It just rots. It just breaks down. It just putrefies. And so it sets off another condition in your body of poisoning in your body. And your body is so poisoned and you're walking around so nice and so cozy with this toxic condition for 3 days, 4 days, never go to the toilet, and you believe that you're okay?
You know, there's another thing, Mr. Sterling. I was listening to even one of my co-presenters here, and somebody was talking about the fact that the Ebola is because Africans don't cook their meat, fully cook their meat. Tell me something. Who eats more rare steaks and medium rare, and the Japanese eat sushi, which is not even cooked? How could we even compare? I've never gone to Africa seen people eating rare meat.
Yeah,
like rare
I
steak.
hear the argument on the street about Africans eating dead animals because they can't afford to let them spoil, and it's from this that they get Ebola. I hear arguments, all kind of arguments on the street. I don't know if those things can be true. So back to the condition of lupus and how easily it can be gotten rid of from your system. Animal flesh should be out of your system. Okay? The oils that you use, very important that you use either canola oil or a little olive oil or your homegrown coconut oil. Now, people don't understand the powerful remedies that they can receive from eating onions and garlic.
Yes.
Raw onions and raw garlic to build the immune system and to fight whatever is in the blood. Raw onions, raw garlic. Recommend brown rice as well. A little fish, you know, saltwater fish is not bad. But plenty green vegetables. And when the pains are coming on, one thing that I find that will ease the pain a lot, Sister P, is fresh ripe pineapples.
Oh, okay.
Yes, eat the flesh of fresh ripe. Not the canned ones. They are no good.
No, that is... I don't know what that is.
Right. So there are some foods now that will aggravate the situation that I'd like you, those of you who are suffering with joint pains and all of that, to make note of. There are foods that will aggravate the situation, whether in arthritis or in a case of lupus. Sweet peppers, you should try to avoid those.
Oh, okay. Good to know that.
Yes. And the eggplant as well.
Oh.
Try to avoid the eggplant and tomatoes.
Oh.
Yes. And the white potatoes.
Oh,
yes.
maybe that is why I'm having a problem, because I love my tomatoes.
Yes, it will cause a
Sterling.
flare-up.
Not that I have lupus.
Right, no.
I still have joint pains
from
that chickpea business.
Right. And for those ladies, because I find and the research shows that 90% of these sufferers are women.
Oh?
Women from Asian descent as well, yes. 90% of lupus
can I
patients.
say, when Mr. Sterling says Asian, he's not talking about Haiti.
No.
Because I know some love to jump and think everything negative about Haiti.
Exactly.
When you say Asian, it means like over in the Far East, where you have Chinese and Japanese and those people, Koreans and those
That's
people.
That's right.
Yes.
Those are the people I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Ladies have to be careful, or should I say, when it comes to birth control pills, that can also aggravate the situation.
Okay,
can aggravate the situation. Now, most of the drugs that they take, in fact, 10% of the drugs that are taken are said to be able to cause lupus or to result in the instead of lupus if the person had a predisposition from before. The drug taking can trigger it.
Okay.
So if you had a predisposition from before in that genetically your makeup was not strong, you know, the kind of protein that you got at conception was not that strong, so you're predisposed.
Okay.
You have a weakness there. And as you go along, the types of foods that you eat and the lifestyle that you live exposes you. So inevitably, you will come down with conditions like those. And the way it is being treated, when you hear people explaining to you how much they have spent and how much they still need to spend, and when you compare that to the result that they have received. You said, but hold on, you have been throwing away all of your money in a bag with holes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. All the procedures and all the tests and all the machines and all this that they are employing still cannot bring about a cure to these conditions. The cure is here, but it has to be found naturally. Yes. Some blood pressure medications, as I mentioned before, and all drugs used in the treatment of lupus has potentially serious side effects. Serious side effects that you will get. Now, how do I tell people here now that you're going to receive, you're going to experience serious side effects by taking drugs? So what am I saying to them? What are they supposed to do? Just suffer from the ailment and until they die? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to you that adopting a simple lifestyle is better for you. A diet that consists of simple green vegetables, fruits, a few nuts and grains and seeds, lots of onions in your diet, raw, lots of garlic in your diet. Talk to a herbalist who can show you some good herbs that you can use to purge and purify your blood. And in a short few days, you'll be rid of the condition completely. Build up your immune system and you're on your way. But for the next rest of 10, 20, 30 years, until the organs of your body have worn out, and until you have to be doing dialysis for your kidneys have now become, in a bad state.
Yes, yes.
And all kinds of hell break loose. You can't go to your job. You can't attend to your business. You can't attend to your family because of this condition that was not treated properly in the first place.
Mr. Sterling, and you sell some of those herbs at your herbal shop?
A number of persons have been coming to me with this condition, Sister P.
With lupus. Because lupus is not something that we used to hear about a long time ago.
No.
Just the same thing with prostate problems. Whenever I used to hear about these things before.
No, not at all.
There was probably one man at I knew in my entire life who had probably what they call stoppage of water.
Right.
So you sell the herbs that are good for lupus?
Definitely. I handle about 150 different herbs any day. And the last time I told you about a number of herbs that are excellent to treat this condition, and that includes also feverfew, sarsaparilla, red clover blossom, pardiaco, dandelion root, burdock root, the powerful golden seal. We have another herb called bloodroot. Now, bloodroot is a powerful herb. You have to actually almost use this by prescription, how it is powerful, So all the natural herbs available, I have them.
In your shop?
Yes.
And your shop is where, Mr. Stone?
I'm in Port Antonio, in the heart of Portland, Port Antonio. I'm at 14 Harvard Street, upstairs the Holgate place there. Now, as I said the last time, it's a challenge to get to me because of the road works being done.
It's still like that?
Yes, it's still like that.
Wow.
I'm hoping that by tomorrow, they'll give us some clearance there. But folks still come to us. They still come to us, and it's not too difficult once you pass that little barrier.
Good morning, listener. Hello? Styles FM? How can I help you? Oh, okay.
Okay, you're getting a call there. Okay, right. And so folks can call me for advice, 392-9196. The number again, 392-9196. You can call from wherever, because wherever you are, there's a cure near to you. Wherever you are on earth, the cure is just close to you.
And the area code for Jamaica is 876.
876 is the area code. So folks don't have to go along suffering and being in and out of hospital, and your life is a misery because of conditions like these. They may seem that they are the most severe conditions around, but they can be treated in such simple ways that you're amazed to see the result after a few days of natural treatment. Abstaining from meats and from fatty foods and oils and grease and fat, and just adopt a simple lifestyle, a simple diet of onions and garlic and avocados and your seeds and grains and greens into your diet. Take a break from the toxins and the poisons that you place into your body from time to time. take away from a break from the dairy products and the pizzas and the meat, you know, stuff like that. And give your body a break. Give your body a break. Learn to use the natural herbs. And learn to relax, of course. Some people are stressed over these conditions. They're so stressed. And I mean, some people can't help it because you're worried. This is your life. This is your future.
Yeah, and you're spending so much
and
money.
You're spending so much money and you're not seeing where you're going.
You're not seeing where you're going because it does not leave you. You are stuck with it almost for the balance of your life, or so you think.
Ah, that's it. You're going to be stuck with it for the rest of your life because this condition continues to exist in your body. Unless you do what is natural and what is good, you will continue to live with it until it eventually takes your life. It's heart-rending to see people who are useful and productive today. Tomorrow they're just pushed into a corner. And you wonder, is the same individual? Their personality has changed. Everything has changed about them. They have lost hope. They have lost the will to live, you know, simply because of a condition of ignorance, I would say, because ignorance is the greatest problem that, you know, we're faced with today.
So lupus eventually attacks your kidneys, is that it?
Lupus affects a number of different organs in your body, but your kidneys come to bear a lot of the pressure. And the drugs, of course, again, will help to cause deterioration in the kidneys really fast, the drugging business.
Yes.
So that after a while, when your kidneys don't work properly, then you know you have to go through another set of problems again to get the dialysis done and all of that, and how many times per week for dialysis and transportation cost and all of that.
Oh, please.
You don't have
You have to go all the way to, if you're in Portland, I think you have to go all the way to St. Anne's Bay.
That's right, or Kingston.
Kingston.
And you don't have health insurance, then you don't know what is going to happen to you, and you're going to be asking relatives for this and that. And when they get tired of giving blood for blood transfusion, because people don't just go giving blood every day for blood transfusion, and it seems as if there's no stopping. I am going to get tired. I gave 2-3 pints of blood. I am going to get tired. You're my mom, you're my aunt, you're my sister. But guess what? I don't see.
Given out, yes, because it's not getting any better.
The
situation is not getting any better.
That's right. So I'm going to be confused.
Okay. So any last minute things that you want to say, Mr. Sterling?
Sure. I'd just like to say that I am happy for the Chick V. Because one thing that the Chick V would have brought about in Jamaica is the awareness of our nastiness.
Oh?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes, the awareness of our nastiness.
We are a nasty
nation.
Nasty nation. We're nasty.
If the Chick V is caused by mosquitoes, let the Chick V carry on. Okay?
Yes.
Let it carry on.
But have you heard of any efforts to clean up Portland?
Until we recognize that the efforts that the authorities are putting in to clean the country, that is important. But you and I have a responsibility.
I went to a place,
I live at a place in Portland since I came to Portland, and what was happening to me that some folks were living up top and I was living, you know, down on the lower side. And I tell you, one of the days I had to walk through the bushes to find the neighbor up the top and to say to them, look here, no more of these cans down here on me. No more of these bottles, no more Pampers, nothing more. Somebody live down here, for heaven's sake. No more of this down here on me.
I was talking about this last week.
Until they stop it.
And one of my listeners said that they even went and got a garbage can to put, because the neighbors would take out these candle bags with all of this stuff in there.
Yes.
And the dogs would tear it up. And it wasn't a problem to them.
No problem at all to
so
them.
The neighbor said she went and got a garbage can and put it there.
Yes.
Mr. Sterling, I tell you something. If you ever see, sometimes people just pass on my gate and some cup and some sausage.
They just throw things
people are
anywhere.
Eating, you know what's frightening?
Sausages.
People just eating sausages out of the can now.
Yes.
I never knew of these things. They just open the can and eat the sausage.
And just throw down the... That's right.
We're nasty.
Very, very, very.
Ever since I started this program, I've been talking about that condition of how nasty we are and how disrespectful we are. When we pass somebody's gate, you see a garbage pan, and you just pass it because out of habit, you just throw it there. And we teach our children the same thing.
And you know, in addition to that, Sister P, there was a certain banking I went into one day, and they don't have sanitary facilities. They don't have bathroom facilities in there. And a little 3-year-old child wanted to use the bathroom, and nobody would allow her to use the bathroom.
Isn't that
because
something?
of security reasons.
Because what kind of 3-year-old? Let's take a break.
Understand?
Let's take a break there.
Sure.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
For the best quality in sound reinforcement and backlining, Native Audio. We have professional engineers with over 20 years of experience. So call us and we'll take care of your parties, wedding receptions, barbecues, conferences, and small stage shows. Crystal clear sound, Native Audio. Our prices are the best. Call us at 871-5212. That's 871-5212. Native Audio. We make your events audible.
Need a lifestyle change? Tired of the same old? Sister P's Restaurant in Hope Bay is a healthy alternative. Vegetarian dishes, natural juices, puddings, shakes, and much more. Open Monday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Look out for the pretty building just outside of Hope Bay. Telephone number 532-0723.
Babes, what you do over there, sir? Babes, what you really do over there, sir, babes?
Me I look for the radio cause I saw schizophrenia with DJ Mookie. Him have mad skills and crazy hype. And he's on this and every Tuesday and Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. No, me can't miss it. You mad?
What? Architects, draftsmen, and surveyors, get your drawings printed in high-quality professional standards. We can satisfy your printing needs. Whether it is for presentation to your clients or for submitting building and subdivision application, make it VJ Printing Services. Whether drawing by hand or with computer-aided softwares, we will plot your negatives and print the copies as you need. We do high-quality white paper printing that is water-resistant and never fades, unlike traditional blueprint. For more information, call VJ Printing at 893-2266.
Presently, you are listening to the Spiritual Vibrations with your host, Sister P. All tune in, including he, she, and the old lady. Styles FM to the world.
Okay, Mr. Sterling, before we totally wrap up, could you give your number again, please?
Sure, my number is 392-9196. Just one number, 392-9196. And if you happen to be in Port Antonio, just drop by my place at 14 Harbour Street, upstairs the Holgate place. And I'd like to say in parting, Sister P, that it is clean-up time, isn't it?
But what I don't, have you heard him doing any cleanup in Portland here, Mr. Sterling?
Not really, but individually we need to start.
I know, but it's all of this talk out there. Individually, personally, I mean, like,
yes, your own corner.
I tell people I like my backyard to look like my front yard.
That's
so,
right.
That is my philosophy.
That's right.
What I did was I had a lot of bush because, me and my flowers.
Right.
And everything got overgrown. So I chopped on a lot of that stuff.
Yes.
To air out the place.
Right.
But I haven't seen the authorities doing anything.
I haven't seen anything going on either. I haven't seen anything.
So basically, a lot of what they're saying is just talk. As usual.
I don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening. And they're saying that the fogging is not really effective.
No, because it's only, first of all, that fogging is whatever it is they use. I remember when I was in Port Antonio, when they came to fog, I mean, like, you have to lock up the house and put on something wet around your mouth and your nose and all of that.
It affects you badly.
But when I look at how people throw things into our gullies and the rivers and the streams.
The plastic. The place is clogged with plastic.
They just
Plastic
throw things
everywhere.
in there. And you still keep hearing of cases of where people release their bodies and in scandal bags and throw it into the river. You still hear cases like that,
Things like that will happen. Especially if you go in most of our places, business places, don't have facilities for customers. No
but
facilities
that should
for
not
customers.
be.
No, that should not be. That's not right.
And how can a
That's really
3-year-old
not right.
girl be a threat to the bank?
A threat to the bank, a 3-year-old in a bank. and
Okay,
could
we have
never
a
use
call
the
here.
bathroom.
Let's see. Let's take this call, Mr. Sterling. Cassidy, are we? Yes, listener here on. Hello? Cassidy, you cut off my listener. I already had. Listener, call back for me now, please, because. Yeah.
Especially when them just throw all of the trash them in the market lane. I've never seen it like that.
Okay, I didn't get the first part. Talk about it for me again, please.
I was saying that I visited the home a few weeks back.
Yes.
I was at Market Lane. That's right, there between Market and the old JPS.
Yes.
And the street back there was covered with trash. I've never seen it like that. It was like I was walking in a dump.
Well, we keep getting worse.
Yeah, I've never seen Port Antonio like that. It's just like trash is everywhere. Trash is covered in the streets, the sidewalk. I mean, when I was younger, I used to put a small bank on and up a post office and a town talk and all these places.
Yes.
And we never really encountered a trash. So I don't really know what's going on with the place now and this trash situation.
Are you sure that you never noticed it before? Or because if you probably living somewhere now where there is no trash.
I know in a move, so if you go by Market Lane later on, you will see the trash.
No, I know that the trash is there, but what I'm saying is sometimes because we live out of Jamaica and we live in some of these environments where there is no trash, that sometimes we didn't even realize that the trash was there before.
Oh, sister people, born and grew up Port Antonio. I mean, no Port Antonio is around. Them place always to sit down as youth. I mean,
yes.
Real. It never used to be like that.
But I tell you,
even Bunkan and all these places, the places don't used to go and sit down at evening time.
I mean, the situation keeps getting worse and worse. And it's and Mr. Sterling is saying the younger generation, because people are not teaching their children. I mean, people just throw anything anywhere. All right, well, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right.
Keep on throwing stuff on the ground like that, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's like people have to take responsibility, even though I'm asking if the authorities have started yet. But we shouldn't have to wait for the authorities to do that. We should be cleaning our environments. And you know the worst part about it? Most of these people call themselves Christians.
With all due respect, though, the authorities should be ashamed of themselves because Parish Council just around the corner. I mean, these people have to pass these places.
Yes.
At least this is the capital, man. I mean,
and
every day.
I've always felt that Port Antonio is probably the cleanest capital throughout all of Jamaica, because I've always felt that. I mean, when you go to places like Montego Bay, which is supposed to be the tourist headquarters, you ever go in the lane, not go down to the market there? You don't want nothing to buy in the market there. I've always felt that Port Antonio was not as bad.
I don't care about these other places, but trust me, I really love to support Antonio.
We all would love to see that. And I think, the thing about it too is that they keep pushing Portland and saying, talk about environment and Portland is green, and we have, what is that? Mockingbird Hill Hotel is a green hotel and all of these things. But somehow they don't get that over to the people. So it's nice to use these fancy words, that green and environment and all of this, but they don't try and teach the children from in the schools. No, they don't do that.
Some campaign, just like how they run political campaign when they want to get elected, them can't run campaigns to keep the place clean. I mean,
of course they can.
That areas they want to improve.
Of course they can. But they don't have the political will to do that. That's not sexy.
And impose fines on those who litter the place.
Yeah, but I think they have that on the books, They have anti-litter laws. They have them.
But are they being enforced? That's the point. They might enforce them.
Enforce what? They're just still too busy running down.
You orange juice box or a can somewhere, and the police even think that them now really enforce the law. Now continue to do it.
Yeah, because they're supposed to have our litter wardens. I think they had litter wardens that were some years ago. I always said, boy, I would love to be a litter warden. I always said. Anyway, caller, thanks a lot. Yes, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
As is. Yes, for the next 15 or 17 minutes that we have, you know, Jamaican ladies, they love these love songs. So let's just play some of those from the past.
Must share the silence, finding comfort together, though we old friends do. And after fights and words of violence, we make up with each other, though we old friends do. Times of joy and times of sorrow, we will always see through. I don't care what comes tomorrow, we can face it together, though we old friends must share the silence, finding comfort together, though we old friends do. After fights and words of violence, we make up with each other, though we old friends do. Times of joy and times of sorrow, we will always see through. I don't care what comes tomorrow.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration.
Together, though we old friends
Good morning, listener. Hello.
what comes tomorrow, we can face it together, though we old friends do. We can face it together, though we old friends do. We can face it
go ahead.
Yes, if the people them start clean up the road, chop out the side of the road and pack all the pothole them with some big stone and them things and try to fix the place them themselves. What do you think the government are going to do? They have to start doing it themselves because what? If the people are do that, the people with the government employed to do it, now they have no work to do. That means that they have to go get to the yard and fire. Nobody don't want to lose them jobs. So what? Now you have to go out there and do it.
But what about the fact that people paying them taxes?
Yeah, people are paying them taxes. I agree with that and them to get that. But if them do that and start a big movement now, them can demand a refund from them taxes to the government because the government now uses tax money to do what they need to do with it. And now the people in turn around and do it. That means they don't pay tax to nothing. That means the government have to go refund them.
You mean, say, in fact, the people could have just fired the government then?
Pretty much, and run the place themselves.
And just run them out.
It's not really rational to do it that way there now. But
Yeah.
if you not move towards a goal, the other person was supposed to take on them responsibility. Now go take it. Yes, it is a case of the flying on your youth and tail till. On your youth and tail till fly take it. If the government is doing things and them not do it and people start do it and beautify the place, you might get jealous. You might go want back in things.
Well,
Now that to get back in things and have to go to right by the people.
hopefully so. You've been listening to the program from the beginning?
Yes, right.
So what do you think about the fact that it's 16 countries? Because I was waiting for you to call, The fact that it's 16 countries in West Africa and 3 countries have Ebola and them keep talking about West Africa.
You see, that's how the whole flying of this happening. Them really want to, what I say, decrease the black population. Because right now the black population is the majority. And the other one, them are the minority. So if the tables now and get back in power, they have to decrease the black nation.
Yes.
They have to do that. How they have to do that without that jail or get penalized.
You have to find a way. Biological warfare.
Yeah, exactly. Biological warfare and mental warfare,
Yes.
Psychological.
Make the whole of we get freed. Yes.
What the merging there that discussed a little while about to get some people to import fine from the littering people them. I agree with them, but before we take that step there, we have to find some job or something for the people because we cannot import fine from the people them for litter and we not create a place for them put the garbage. So if the government want to do that, put some garbage pan in a public place them like in the town them where you know people are gather regular for shop on them things there. You know what I mean?
And you hear what the brethren say?
Don't give them, you do something to them, don't have a reason for litter. That means that when them litter now, them not have a legit reason, them do it out of spite, so them deserve to get fined.
Yes.
Create a place for them who that do that, them are going to do it. If people in a mind about that stuff and me create a soup kitchen, you don't think that them all come there? You think them all stay home and start every day so them hungry?
No, them all come at the soup kitchen.
Soup kitchen from the create it.
Yes. All right, me give thanks. Me have to run, so take care of yourself.
Yes, it's happy. Blessing, love.
As is love.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration, Styles FM 96.1 with Sister P. It's Tylee, it's fiery. Jennifer Barrett said that.
Come here, the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan, with a message of unity, reconciliation and responsibility to build a better future. On Sunday, the 19th of October at the National Arena. Doors open at noon and admission is absolutely free. A free bus to and from the event leaves Port Antonio at 8 a.m, calling at St. Margaret's Bay, Hope Bay, Buff Bay and Nutto Bay, and then on to the arena. Jamaica celebrates the 19th anniversary of the Million Man March.
So bossy,
what's your problem?
Boy, me nah no problem, you know. But you see how me tell you fi happen pan Styles 2014 calendar you make him miss you. Make sure no make the 2015 one miss you again, you know, bossy. You know, see how last year them hype up the sponsors them with interviews and non-stop big ups in December. Next year I come soon, you know. And me say Styles up the thing. Call them no man, because spots limited. 876-439-5160. 876-439-5160. Or email info@stylesfm.com for more information. Do it now, bossy.
You know what? I am going to call them right now.
I and I no run competition. I man fathers and I on a mission. This is Ever G, and you're listening to Styles FM, the world station. Check out my albums World Peace, Independence, Mission, and Jah Love on iTunes and Amazon. Blessed love.
Remember Styles FM on social media. View us on YouTube, Styles FM Radio. Follow us on Instagram at Styles FM. Like us on Twitter at Styles FM 961. Become a fan on Facebook. Styles FM 96.1.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
Yes, good morning. Am I speaking with Nuri Mohammed?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Welcome to Styles FM and welcome to the Spiritual Vibrations program. I understand that you are Minister Farrakhan's representative in Indianapolis. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Oh, are you Jamaican?
No, ma'am, I'm not. I'm not Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
But
Now I pick up
like
that.
you.
Now I pick up that you're not Jamaican. Now I pick up.
I'm a little more Bama than y'all.
Yes. So I see that big things are going to happen, go on at the National Arena on Sunday, October 19th.
Yes, ma'am. We are very excited to be in Jamaica. And before I begin, I just wanted to thank you on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam for all that you do in sacrificing your time and effort to facilitate the freedom and justice of our people. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. The first question I want to ask you is, why Jamaica?
Well, as you are aware of, the minister's father is from Jamaica.
Yes.
And the inspiration of the minister to stand for black people came from God early in his childhood, but was reaffirmed to him by his uncle whenever his uncle introduced him to the great work of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And as a result, the minister stood by the picture of Marcus Mosiah Garvey at the age of 11 and found out that he was no longer among us and wept. Ever since that day, the struggle for the people and the freedom of not only black people in the West and around the world, in specific Jamaica as well, has been in his heart, and of course he has that kind of love for Jamaica, and he wants to see Jamaica manifest independence. They have the potential to do.
Okay, now I know that you have buses leaving from Portland. There's a bus leaving from Portland, so I just want to make sure that the listeners know that they gather at the market. The bus is leaving at the market at 8 8 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yes, we'll be stopping in St. Margaret's Bay and I think Hope Bay and Anoto Bay. That is, that's the plan so far. About how many people?
Port Antonio in Portland, 8 a.m. and it's free.
Yeah, the bus is free. So it's leaving from the market in Port Antonio on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. No.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I kind of grew up in the United States. Is the Nation of Islam now as it is the same as it was under Elijah Muhammad?
Well, absolutely. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is an extension of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he is the man that sits in his seat and has been the fulfiller of the ideas and the visions of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Nothing that he has done or is doing is outside of the scope of the vision of his teacher, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is where the Million Man March came from in 1995.
Yes.
So that is what we are here to celebrate, the 19th anniversary of the Million Man March. At that time, we were blessed to produce a spirit of unity and camaraderie that has never been seen in the history of the world in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And it is our hope at the National Arena this Sunday at 2 p.m. that we will be able to produce that same spirit, and I'm sure that we will. We need you to come. If you are in the listening audience, make your way to the National Arena. Limited seats. Please get there early, and if you need a ride, we have a bus leaving from the Port of Antonio in Portland at 8 a.m. this Sunday. Free transportation to this event, and the event itself is free as well.
Yes, and we have to emphasize that the bus is free. You know, I didn't get the time that the bus will... How long is the function supposed to last?
I didn't hear that.
How long is the event supposed to last? How long is it? How many... I mean, like, what time would people expect for it to be over so that they can, you know, their families back here can expect them home?
Oh, maybe 2 hours. 2 hours.
Oh, so in other words, so Minister Farrakhan will be speaking for about 2 hours, is that it?
That is a guesstimation. The biggest thing that those that are in the listening audience have to do is really carve out the day to come to the event, spend time getting there early, and then after it is over, whatever time that Almighty God causes the minister to finish his message, then it is after the meeting that we have to go home and reflect on what he has said and begin strategizing, planning, and organizing how we can make the word that we have accepted bond. It's not enough to come and hear from the minister and say, man, what a good meeting we had, and go home and do nothing. We are hoping that all of the people that come will leave the event prepared to go home and convert their houses into the appropriate spiritual environment to achieve the objective that they agreed to that came from God through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That is the plan for this Sunday.
No, I have to ask you this because I'm very curious about this. I noticed that you used the word God instead of Allah. Is there a reason?
I couldn't hear that. I didn't hear that statement.
I noticed that you used the word God instead of Allah. Is there a reason? Yeah.
Well,
being Nation of Islam or being Muslim?
Well, Allah is God.
Yes.
And God is Allah. Allah is an Arabic term that symbolizes all of the attributes and characteristics of God, the supreme being, manifest in perfect balance at the exact same time. So as you know, we speak the language of the people, and as a traditional rule, if I was to say Allah, those in the listening audience may consider that to be a different God than the God of Moses, Jesus, or the God that they have been praying to.
Okay.
So we use terms just to make sure that everyone is clear that we are talking about, when we say Allah, God, we're talking about the creator of all things, the revealer of all truth, and the sender of all prophets.
Yeah, because that had me a little bit confused because I assume that being Muslim, the word Allah would be used, and there would be no mention of Jesus Christ. But so that's why I wanted to get that sort of straight, because I'm sure that I'm not the only one that's listening, that other people are listening and needed that to be clarified.
Well, we love Jesus and we believe in Jesus 100%. We accept him as our example. And if you come on the 19th, you're going to see one of the greatest exegesis of Jesus and the work that Jesus would be doing if he was walking among us today. Watch and see. As a Muslim follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we believe in all of the prophets, all of the messengers, and all of the revealed word that came from each and every one of them, and we make no distinctions among them. We accept Moses and the Torah, Jesus and the Gospel, Muhammad and the Holy Quran. We believe in them all, and we accept them all as being various arrows shot from that one same bow, the Supreme Being.
Okay, well, that certain is a clarification for me, because I really did not understand that. I always thought that once a person was a Muslim, they never even mentioned the word Jesus Christ, and especially since we're seeing throughout the world where in countries Christians are claiming that they're being murdered by Muslims, and Muslims murdering, Christians murdering Muslims. So in Central African Republic, so I couldn't, I couldn't understand that. So I think
unfortunately, God has been used as a scapegoat for many wicked plots, as the colonial powers that were here claimed that they believed in Jesus, but their conduct was nothing Christ-like about it. As the slave masters and makers and traders that brought our people into bondage claimed that they believed in Jesus, yet nothing about slavery and lynching, raping, and robbing of a people is Christ-like. So you and I have to be very careful when people claim a name of God or a particular religion, that we understand that historically speaking, God has been used as a shield for many people's wicked practices in his name. So therefore, any time that you see tyranny, oppression, injustice, in fact, my dear sister, any time you see division, that is a sign that Satan is present and not God. The Bible says and shows that God's mathematics is always addition and multiplication, while the devil's mathematics is always subtraction and division. We didn't come to take anybody, the minister's not here to take anybody away from their particular faith, religion, group, or party. He's not here to divide, he's here to add to that which you already have. So come on out, my brothers, my sisters, and you'll be able to get acquainted with the minister yourself. And as we say, in the West, in our particular neighborhood, you got to make a grown folks decision. You got to make a grown man, a grown woman's decision. Don't judge Minister Farrakhan through the lenses of corrupt white media. You come and judge him for yourself as an adult. And when you come and judge him for yourself, you'll get an accurate view of a messenger of truth and a messenger of God, a messenger of Allah that is in our midst to help guide us on the straight path.
Well, this is one of the reasons that I'm so happy that we're doing this as we're doing right now, because it clears up a lot of stuff. Because, we in Jamaica really, we're not exposed, some of us are not exposed to a lot of things that's happening in the United States and current trends that are happening over there. So it is good that we can clear this up. And when I say that it's good, I mean it is really good. Because even myself didn't quite understand what was happening. Are there going to be other speakers?
There will be a program that I'm not aware of the exact layout of the program, but I promise you it is going to be a great, great expression of love, unity, and truth. What makes the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan so special and unique, in my humble opinion, from the traditional teacher, preacher, or leader in the world, is that he not only does he speak truth to power, but he also gives truth to the powerless. So when you come and hear him, he will challenge the forces of evil and warn the colonial powers that if they continue in their way, what God will do, but he also will empower each and every brother and sister that comes to it, where they will be able to go home with what you call news that you can use
Yes.
to improve the quality of life of your family, your community, and most importantly, of yourself. So we are very excited, sister. We are very excited, and I can't wait to see not just the event, but the effects of this great, great event that will be Sunday on the 19th at 2 p.m. at the National Arena.
Now we
The
noticed that
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
we noticed that the event is starting at 2 o'clock, but the bus is leaving Portland at 8 o'clock, which says that it will get to the arena at approximately about 10 a.m. What
That's
activities
right. And there will be multiple buses there too. So get there early. Get there at 8 o'clock. But we're going to have multiple buses available with free transportation to the event. And the event to hear from the minister this Sunday is also free. So come on out to the Port of Antonio at 8 a.m. if you can't make it there on your own. And we will make sure you get there.
Now, a person arriving there at 10 a.m., basically, what will be the activities until 2 p.m. when the minister starts to speak?
Well, there will be multiple things in place. You will not be not in the least bit will you be bored. You will enjoy being able to pick up reading material that you may study. There will be video clips from around the world of different things that the minister has done. There'll be a host of things available through digital and through human contact that you can move about if you happen to get there that early.
Yeah, because
the bus, brotherhood, sisterhood. It's gonna be nice. Regardless of if you get there 5 hours early, we will be there, and it will be exciting and things to do.
So books and videotapes will be on sale.
There will be a host of items that will be available. We will have books. There will be tapes. Of course, you can't watch the tape if you buy it before the meeting, but you can read. There will be on the jumbotron. God willing, we shall have presentations that you can enjoy leading up to the start of the event, of course, and then you'll be able to shake hands and meet and greet your brothers and sisters from around the world, as we have come to know that the hotels in Kingston are packed and sold out, and there are people that are traveling from all over the Caribbean that are here to come and hear from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So this is going to be a great, great day.
Is there a very large delegation coming from the United States?
Say that again?
Is there a very large delegation coming from the United States?
Yes, we have a few thousand of us that are already here, and more to come. More to come.
Oh,
so,
a few thousand? Wow, sounds very big.
Yeah, we are going to have, I believe it is going to be a very, very beautiful expression of love and unity. Again, we are here celebrating the 19th anniversary of the Million Man March, which was a day of atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility, and the greatest demonstration of peace, love, unity, and singleness of mind that we had ever seen in America. And I guarantee you, if you come on out, the spirit of the Million Man March will be alive here at the National Arena. And I don't know about you, but does Jamaica need love? Does Jamaica need peace? Does Jamaica need unity? Does Jamaica need singleness of mind where we as a people can come together to charter our own destiny?
Jamaica needs equality.
Come on out. You're gonna love it. It's going to do it.
Yeah, what Jamaica needs is equality.
Yes.
We need equality.
Freedom, justice, and equality.
Yeah, because once we have equality, we will have peace, and there will be justice. But there will be no peace, there will be no justice unless we have equality. So I know that things like this will be discussed.
And we can't have any of those three that you just named without truth being present.
Yes.
And I promise you that what you are going to see whenever you hear from the minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you're going to hear the truth that Jesus spoke of in the scripture that will make you free. The truth that will make equality. The truth that will bring birth to, from itself, the fruit of justice, harmony, and peace and love. So we're excited. We're excited, and we can't wait for all of the people of Jamaica, all of you that can get there, get early and get in. We will have speakers available, God willing, on the outside, but you want to be on the inside, so please come as early as you possibly can to the National Arena. The doors will be open at 12 p.m. on Sunday, so come early and enjoy brotherhood, sisterhood, and hear this life-changing, life-saving message from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
So you said that there will be speakers on the outside of the arena.
That is what I'm hearing, that we will do whatever we can because we are expecting a beyond capacity crowd.
Yes.
And we're going to do all we can to accommodate those who can't get in the arena to make sure that they still can hear the message.
You know, we have, Styles FM has quite a large listenership in St. Mary, parts of St. Catherine, like Bogwalk, and even in parts of St. Anna's Monique. Do you have anything there with you that will tell you about buses leaving from anywhere other than Port Antonio?
I don't have any information as of yet, but I assure you that our great representative here, Brother Clive Muhammad,
yes,
he as he gets new information, he will channel that through you and those at the station, and hopefully that you all can do something to put the announcement out as new information materializes to help our people come and get something that will ultimately change the destiny of us as a people.
Another question that I have for you. Outside of the Caribbean, and well, we know that one of your people was refused entry into Jamaica yesterday. I don't know if you are aware of that. I don't understand what that was all about. Do you know what that was all about?
I didn't hear that last statement.
Yeah, do you know what that was all about? He was refused entry. What's his name? Abu Bakr from Trinidad was refused.
I'm not aware of any information on that.
Okay.
No, ma'am, I'm not, sir. I don't even know what that is.
Yes, well, he was refused. He's from Trinidad and was refused entry into Jamaica, and that happened yesterday. But outside of the Caribbean and the USA, are there people coming from other parts of the world that you know of?
I believe that the major influx, I know that we have, I've seen several, well, I won't say several, but I've seen clusters of brothers and sisters that I have met here that are from the United Kingdom.
Yes.
That have come over as well. Mm-hmm. And I did see a few from Africa today that are here.
Okay.
So people coming from all over the world. As you know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is seen by the world as, in truth, the greatest voice for the poor and the oppressed on earth. So wherever he goes, we find that Muslims, Christians, Jews, agnostics, Rastas, all political parties, all groups from all over the world find in him a brother, a friend, a teacher, and a guide. So out of that, you always find people from all different scopes of life that are magnetized by his message and come from all over the world. But don't you let the people from Africa beat you into the national arena. Don't you let these brothers and sisters from the UK or from other parts of the Caribbean beat you, Jamaica, into the national arena. This is for you primarily, but and the Caribbean in general and the world in specific. But don't you let them beat you. Come on in and be there before everybody gets there. Doors open at 12 p.m.
That would be interesting if they came all the way from Africa or from the UK and actually beat Jamaicans. But they won't, because With a bus leaving Port Antonio at 8 o'clock, it will be in Kingston by 10. And I just want to let listeners know one more time, even though we're running the ads, that there will be a bus leaving Port Antonio Port Antonio Square at 8 a.m. for the National Arena for the event that is happening there on Sunday with the Honorable Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, ma'am. That is right. And we thank you so much, sister, for continuing to put forth a great effort for the freedom, justice, and equality of our people. This message will be a message of unity, reconciliation, and responsibility. This event is, in fact, it is for the whole family, so don't leave the youth behind. Brothers and sisters that are in the audience, bring your sons and your daughters, your nieces and your nephews.
And grandchildren.
And maybe sometime we think that the babies are not getting the message because in our minds they're too young. But what we have found is that if you can impress truth on the mind of a child, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said it like this. He said, for an old person to learn, it is like writing on water. But whenever a young person learns, it is like the engraving into stone. So bring your children out, bring the youth out, and let this message of unity, atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility, let it be engraved into stone on the brain cell of the young soldiers that are here in Jamaica that are going to do the job of carrying out the fulfillment of what Marcus Mosiah Garvey and what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and all the great ones have had as a vision for Jamaica. Make sure you bring the young sisters and brothers to this event. Do not leave them at home. They are the most important ingredient to the success of us as a people, the youth.
Okay, I had two things. One that I wanted to ask, because you mentioned it, that you say that wherever Minister Farrakhan goes, that people, Christians, and you mentioned Jews. And I had said this to someone the other day about Jews listening to him, and they said, oh no, because that's not happening. So it is a fact then that Jews can embrace Minister Farrakhan?
Oh, well, of course, all black people, even the Jewish black people or the Hebrew, the original Jew, they embrace and love the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and they have always been in an alliance with us as we are moving to free the minds of our people. They, of course, are the Zionist white Jew that would be in disagreement with him, and they can be wherever they are, as they are responsible in part for the condition that our people are in America, and of course that our people are in here in Jamaica.
So when you speak,
we are not appealing to them an olive branch or an outreach for this meeting. We are appealing to those brothers and sisters that are under the oppression of these to come on out and learn the spiritual war strategies that they can employ to free themselves and their families from the grips of oppression and colonialism. That is our aim.
That is the aim.
For coming here, and that is what they're going to get from that message. It will be a message that will teach and train us how to engage in mental, psychological, spiritual, and economic warfare for the freedom of our people.
Yeah, I was about to get to the economic warfare because hopefully this will be boosting the economy of Jamaica. I'm sure that is a part of it also.
Well, it has that, but of course we want to see the economic power return back to the people that own the land. And we have to get out of this mentality where we continue to blame white people for 95% of our problems, but spend 97% of our money with them.
Well, so in Jamaica, we don't blame white people for our situation. We blame the people who took over from the colonial masters and then started to behave like the colonial masters. That's who we blame in Jamaica.
Well, what we'll find is that there's always an unseen hand, and there's always, as a general rule, a power behind the visible power. A shadow government exists all over the world, And you'll see, as you come out to hear this Sunday from the minister, he will make it clear where the root of our problem is. To deal with a few black elected officials here and there and this party and that party and vote in this one and that one, that's only pulling off the fruit of the problem, the leaf of the problem, maybe cutting the branch or the trunk, not going to the root. And you know, like I know, that if you have a tree and you chop all of the branches off, even down to the trunk, but you leave the roots, the tree will return.
Yes.
Therefore, we would like to show, and I know the minister will make it clear what the root of our problem is. And when we leave, we will have the equipment psychologically to go at.
Well, Nuri, we're totally out of time. We're totally out of time. But give thanks for the interview and for clearing up some things with me. I think I'm a little bit more knowledgeable. So,
beautiful.
Yes, I look forward to meeting you.
Me as well. Thank you so much, sister, and I'm glad that what we said today can help. And we look forward to seeing you and all of those in the listening audience at this historic address on the 19th, this Sunday at 12 noon at the National Arena. Peace be unto you.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
Wait, I didn't get the thing that is a midday.
This is the inspirational moment on Styles FM.
May thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of my devotion, and may I be able to awaken thy love in all hearts.
That was the inspirational moment on Styles FM.
It's coming again, boy.
Robinson & Sons Hardware is having their pre-Christmas clearance sale. 10% to 25% off on special items. Commencing October 6th until we say when. Take advantage of this chance to get your hardware items at discount prices. Robinson & Sons Hardware, the place to shop for the holiday season.
Hey, it's your girl Lati J, and I'll be here live this Thursday for Takeover Thursday on Style 96.1 FM. Right here with DJ Mookie. Hey, them know bad like we. Listen out for we. Hey, it's your girl Lati J representing.
I'm on black, me da brown, me da white. Nazi Babylon stripe, you mad.
Metamorphosis, entertainment. Coming to you from Styles FM, from the parish of Portland, Northeast Jamaica. Featuring your host, Dr. Iman Black. Tune in every Friday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Come, listen, learn, engage Dr. Iman Black. Article reasoning, article teaching. Come, be edutained. Metamorphosis.